In the realm of late antiquity, two mighty empires stood as pillars of power, shaping the destiny of the Mediterranean world. The Roman Empire, a titan of civilization, underwent a metamorphosis into the Byzantine Empire, embracing both its illustrious Roman heritage and the burgeoning influence of Christianity. At the helm of this dual identity was Emperor Justinian, a visionary leader driven by the fervor to reclaim the former glory of the old empire. Meanwhile, in the distant east, the Sasanian Empire emerged with its own rich tapestry of culture and tradition, standing as a formidable rival to the Byzantines in the quest for supremacy. This clash of titans set the stage for a tumultuous era, marked by the rise of smaller yet disruptive states in the aftermath of their rivalry. Late antique Rome, spanning from roughly 150 to 750 CE, marked a period of dynamic transformation in the Mediterranean landscape. It was not merely the decline of Rome, but rather a vibrant renaissance of culture, faith, and governance. Despite the winds of change, the Roman state persisted, particularly in the Eastern realm, where echoes of the classical Mediterranean order reverberated through the corridors of power. The advent of Christianity heralded a profound shift in the cultural zeitgeist of the empire. As the faith flourished, the centralized authority of the imperial throne grew, accompanied by the expansion of a complex bureaucratic apparatus. However, this newfound power often came at the expense of the marginalized, as the affluent classes tightened their grip on governance, relegating the once potent Senate to a mere shadow of its former glory. Amidst the urban sprawl and occasional turmoil along the eastern frontiers, the Christian church emerged as a beacon of stability and influence in the cities of the eastern Mediterranean. Monasteries and churches, overseen by bishops, became focal points of social and economic life, shaping the spiritual landscape of the empire. The artistic and architectural renaissance of late antiquity mirrored the cultural transformation sweeping across the empire. Churches, adorned with elaborate mosaics and icons, rose from the ashes of pagan temples, serving as sanctuaries of faith and learning for the masses. In the realm of literature, the classical past intertwined with the Christian present, as writers grappled with theological discourse while preserving the grandeur of ancient literary traditions. As Justinian's reign unfolded, his devout Christian faith intertwined with his imperial ambitions, leaving an indelible mark on the Eastern Roman Empire. Guided by his piety, Justinian embarked on a series of religious reforms and theological pursuits, seeking to strengthen the empire's spiritual foundation. In his unwavering dedication to the Christian faith, Justinian enacted laws that specifically addressed religious matters, demonstrating a keen interest in religious debates and theological discourse. His reign witnessed a flourishing of theological discourses as he sought to elucidate matters of faith and doctrine. Justinian's religious fervor extended beyond the realm of theology to the physical landscape of Constantinople, the empire's capital. There, he funded the construction of numerous churches, none more magnificent than the Hagia Sophia, the Church of Holy Wisdom. Situated adjacent to the imperial residence and the bustling hippodrome, the Hagia Sophia stood as a testament to Justinian's devotion and the central role of Christianity in the empire. Moreover, Justinian was steadfast in his efforts to preserve the empire's connection to its storied past. Recognizing the importance of legal continuity, he undertook the monumental task of compiling the Code of Justinian. This comprehensive legal code aimed to consolidate and regulate the laws issued since the early 2nd century, addressing any inconsistencies among them. While Greek had become the dominant language of administration, Justinian ensured that Latin, the language of ancient Rome, retained its significance in legislation and upper-class education, serving as a tangible link to the empire's illustrious heritage. Justinian's ambitions knew no bounds, extending even to the reconquest of the western territories lost to barbarian invasions. Inspired by visions of restoring the empire's former glory, he set his sights on Italy, the once proud heart of the Roman Empire. With the successful capture of Carthage in North Africa, Justinian laid the groundwork for his Italian campaign, dispatching his trusted general, Belisarius, to reclaim the lost provinces from the Ostrogoths. Despite facing formidable obstacles, Belisarius's military prowess proved decisive as he marched triumphantly through Italy, reclaiming cities such as Milan and Ravenna. However, the exigencies of empire called Justinian back to the east, where he was compelled to confront new threats from the Persians. Nevertheless, his vision endured, and by the 550s, Justinian's dream of a reunited empire was realized with the conquest of Italy and significant inroads made against the Visigoths in southern Spain. As the Roman Empire surged in the west, another formidable power emerged in the east, tracing its lineage back to the ashes of the Parthian Empire. The rise of the Sasanian Empire marked a pivotal moment in the history of Persia, ushering in a new era of conflict and conquest. Following the fragmentation of Alexander the Great's empire, the Seleucid dynasty held sway over much of the eastern territories. However, along the Caspian Sea, a local tribe known as the Parthians rose to prominence, challenging Seleucid authority and carving out their own domain. With a decentralized governance structure and a skilled cavalry at their disposal, the Parthians posed a formidable threat to the Roman Empire, winning numerous military conflicts. Yet, by the 2nd century CE, the tide began to turn, as Roman expansion encroached upon Parthian territory, culminating in the conquest of Mesopotamia by Emperor Trajan. Undeterred by these setbacks, the Parthians underwent a transformation, culminating in the founding of a new empire in 224 under the leadership of Ardashir, the first king of the Sassanians. Dubbed the King of Kings, the Sasanian ruler presided over a centralized state that stretched from the fertile plains of Mesopotamia to the banks of the Indus River. Beyond its borders, the empire boasted a diverse landscape, encompassing bustling urban centers and nomadic tribes on the Iranian plateau. Leveraging their strategic location between the Roman Empire and China, the Sasanians cultivated a thriving trade network, with the Silk Road serving as vital arteries of commerce and cultural exchange. Despite facing constant challenges from neighboring powers and nomadic groups like the Huns, the Sasanians remained steadfast in their efforts to maintain the integrity of their empire. Notable events, such as Shapura's capture of the Roman Emperor Valerian in 260, underscored the Sasanians' military prowess and determination to assert their dominance in the region. And amidst the vast expanse of the Sasanian Empire, diversity reigned supreme, both linguistically and culturally. While interactions with the Byzantines characterized the western regions, evidence from inscriptions reveals a mosaic of languages and cultures in the east. Greek persisted as a legacy of Alexander the Great's conquests, while Bactrian, an Iranian language, flourished in what is now Afghanistan. Within the empire's cities, a rigid hierarchical structure prevailed, with the educated priestly class occupying the pinnacle of society, followed by military personnel, agriculturalists, artisans, and enslaved individuals. In stark contrast to the flourishing of culture and diversity, the legal status of women remained abysmally low in Sasanian society. Though they could inherit property and engage in minor commerce, women were subject to stringent laws that regulated their behavior. Punishments served as a means of social control, often tied to religious edicts that defined sin. Despite occasional exceptions, such as Queen Boron's brief ascendancy, women were largely excluded from political participation, relegated to the sidelines of power. At the heart of Sasanian society lay the institution of Zoroastrianism, the state religion instituted by Ardashir, the empire's first king. Rooted in the teachings of the prophet Zoroaster, Zoroastrianism espoused a worldview characterized by dualistic elements of good and evil. Adherents of the faith upheld principles of righteousness, focusing on virtuous deeds, thoughts, and rituals of purification in anticipation of judgment and resurrection after death. Central to Zoroastrian worship was the veneration of Ahura Mazda, the creator god, symbolized by images of fire and water. The Sasanian kings wielded considerable influence in religious affairs, promulgating religious policies and overseeing the maintenance of fire temples across the empire. Despite the predominance of Zoroastrianism, the population also comprised Jews and Christians, whose adherence to their respective faiths often incurred suspicion and prejudice from the state. In particular, residents of the Western Empire were viewed as challenging to manage due to their perceived susceptibility to Byzantine influence, as the Byzantine rulers asserted dominion over all Christians, regardless of territorial boundaries. And during the 6th and 7th centuries, the Byzantine and Sasanian empires found themselves locked in a protracted struggle, marking the culmination of their rivalry. Despite occasional truces and even alliances, conflict became the defining feature of their relationship. Under the leadership of Khosrau I, the Sasanians exhibited remarkable military prowess, repelling numerous incursions by nomadic peoples and negotiating a temporary peace with the Byzantines in 532. However, this peace was short-lived, as Khosrau seized the opportunity to expand Sasanian territory westward, while Emperor Justinian focused on reclaiming Italy. Over the course of a prolonged war from 541 to 557, the Sasanians made significant gains, capturing regions such as Armenia and Syria from Byzantine control. The death of Justinian in 565 heralded the renewal of hostilities between the two empires. Khosrau II, the last Sasanian king to engage in a protracted conflict with the Byzantines, initially enjoyed a cordial relationship with them thanks to the assistance he received from Emperor Maurice in reclaiming his throne. However, the murder of Maurice prompted Khosrau to launch a full-scale invasion of Byzantine territories in 602. The Sasanians extended their dominion into Palestine, Egypt, and even Libya by 610. Nevertheless, the Byzantines mounted a successful counteroffensive, reclaiming all lost territories and ultimately leading to the deposition of Khosrau II in 628. Despite the animosity between their respective empires, the Byzantines and Sasanians engaged in cultural exchange and maintained diplomatic ties, albeit amidst ongoing conflict. Court rituals, gift exchanges, and diplomatic embassies served as channels of communication between Constantinople and Ctesiphon, the capitals of the Byzantine and Sasanian empires, respectively. Both empires utilized similar strategies to assert their legitimacy, drawing upon their glorious past and employing art as a means of communication. In the midst of their rivalry, both empires also utilized smaller states as proxies in conflicts, with the Armenians often seeking the assistance of the Sasanians despite religious differences. Similarly, the Byzantines manipulated various nomadic groups to their advantage. However, as the Byzantine and Sasanian empires grappled with internal strife and external pressures, their once mighty domains began to wane, paving the way for the emergence of smaller states on their peripheries.